visiting an Indian doctor at 3 o'clock in the morning many years ago with severe diarrhea. It was coming up out of both holes at the same time. I was sick. I was dying. I get to this 24-hour medical center and I get this Indian doctor. And it so happens he's an expert on diarrhea. His son almost died from diarrhea. He was an expert on diarrhea and back in India, and he knew the answers. Well, after taking his advice and listening to him, yeah, me being the person I am's got to get the value for my money. I decided to point out that I have an ingrown fingernail while I'm there. Crook as a dog, dying. I have to get my value for money. So I point out the ingrown fingernail. And he says, I'll give you some ointment for that. Me ticking in my head, I always think, they clip it and fix the ingrown fingernail. And I have to ask him, I said, what's the ointment gonna do? And that was my biggest mistake ever. This Indian doctor's face lit up and he yelled at me, do you want me to get bloody technical, you stupid boy? And I'm all, oh my God, what have I done here? Anyway, he said, the ingrown fingernail cuts the skin and the skin gets infected, you stupid boy. The ointment treats the infection, you stupid boy. I just wanted to curl up and die. I wish I had never come here. Hey everybody, I had to spend Wednesday night at Wong Hospital all night. Get to see the doctor, and he decides he has to violate me by giving me the finger, and he says to me, are you happy with me to do it on my own, or would you like a chaperone? And I'm thinking, not only do you want to violate me, but now you want to give me an audience? I'm thinking, is this the minute I dial a friend or what? Put on a show, and not me. Okay, when I first met Janelyn and I went to see her in the Philippines, we flew over to Mindanao where she lives, and we got on really well, and she decided she wanted to see me off back in Manila, so she didn't want to fly to Manila and fly back on the plane by herself, so she convinced me to let her sister come along. So we brought a sister along and we got on to, what was it called, Bookum.com to find a hotel to stay in when we're in Manila. So we get online looking, and we ended up at the Golden Phoenix Hotel, which was really nice. But while we're looking, her uncle Rick, who's married to her auntie, he's an American, and he said, look, for $10 more you can have the ensuite. So we took it, and it said it sleeps 3 people and all good. So off we went to Manila, and we get into Manila, and in Manila they check us into our hotel room, and we get up there, and this suite's really great. It's got massive kitchen, dining room, big lounge room, separate bedroom, good sized bathroom, and it's got this bed, the widest bed I've ever seen. And I start looking for the bed where her sister sleeps, and I'm thinking, there ain't no bed here. And then anyway, I go down the desk, and I'm trying to explain to her, a bed for her sister, and they couldn't understand what I'm on about, and I speak to the doorman. I'm saying, there's no bed, and he's saying, oh yes sir, because foreigners come back with more than one girl, they like more than one girl. And I'm thinking, no, well, this ain't another girl, this is my partner's sister. So we had to arrange to get a trundle bed, and then I get up there and I go back on and I look on Bookum.com, and I learned you have to count the beds, not just the people. It said 1 super-sized king bed only. So remember, count the beds, not just the people.